If you have a whole house generator installed at your house, this may be one of the most important videos you watch for a long time. Hopefully, if you end up in the situation that I was in, I can save you $100 or more potentially here just by us walking through this process over the next couple of minutes. All right, so here's what happened. We woke up one morning. We live in sunny South Florida. It's beautiful here, but it's always super hot. We always have the air conditioning units running, it seems, and we have 2 units, one downstairs and one upstairs. Our bedrooms are upstairs. You know how critical that's got to be to have that thing running. Well, we woke up one morning and it was not working. I typically will check things like the thermostat. We have the Nest, so I'll see what the error is telling me. Typically, it's that 73 error code. So I went up, the unit's in the attic, it was super hot up there. I took the cap off, I checked the drain line, I put some bleach down there. Nothing. It wasn't, we have one of the floaters, it wasn't water being backed up inside that drain line. So I had to call my HVAC guy. And again, super hot, where our bedrooms are. It was an emergency call. We had to get him out right away. Of course, we have to pay him an extra amount for the emergency call. But in any event, he showed up. He was up there probably 30 plus minutes. He kept tracing backwards. He checked everything within the unit and everything seemed to be working totally fine. He was a bit perplexed. He finally came out here to start checking the wiring and he said, everything seems to be working okay. Then we had this moment of clarity, both of us at the exact same time. And we said, wait a second. What about these boxes that were installed with the generator? These are called load shed modules. And I have 4 of them. I have the largest residential Generac generator that you can get. And even with that, we needed some of these load shed modules. And what those do is they prevent everything in your house from starting up at the exact same time when the generator kicks on from a power outage. So the way these are set up, everything but the pool pump, the air handler on my downstairs, the air handler in the upstairs, and the dryer in my house will start when the generator starts from a power outage. And then they're timed, I believe it's 30 seconds apart, could be a minute, where they start to come on one at a time. And power will feed to each of these units over that delayed time frame. Well, sure enough, we took a look and there are red lights on each of these and they tell you what's going on. If the LED is off, as it says, no module power. And sure enough, on air handler 2, the LED red light was off. Didn't even think to check that till after the HVAC guy was already here and he had brought his tools all the way out to the panel to start trying to figure out what was going on. So he connected to the air handler and noticed that there was no power going there. That was the issue. So I then had to call the generator company, the one that installed it. Come to find out, these load shed modules are actually known to fail. It had been less than a year since I had my generator installed, and I had this load shed module. It's just a circuit board that's inside of there. It had failed. And thankfully, it was covered under warranty. Had to wait a couple of days for them to come out, and they actually didn't have the boards in stock, so they just hardwired it together. Supposedly, they tell me that that's totally fine. You don't actually have to have the load shed modules for everything to work out okay. But they eventually did get new boards in and they installed them. And sure enough, they actually came out and installed 4 new boards because there was a recall on the boards at the end of the day. So hopefully you don't even have this problem because you have newer load shed modules or you've already had the boards replaced and don't have to deal with the situation I was in. But if you happen to notice your air conditioning unit out or anything that's hooked up to your load shed modules, come out here and take a look first and make sure that the red light is still on. And if it's off, at least you know. Call the generator company before you call the HVAC company or one of your other electricians. Hope this is helpful.